Hi, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be here on a lovely spring-like, summer-like day, here to stand up and take action for the Millennium Development Goals. So let's hear it and make some noise for the MDGs. Woo! Now, I'm here to stand up with my daughter, Stacia, who is just now, tomorrow, will be 16 weeks old. And I brought her not as a gimmick, although she is pretty cute if I have to say so myself, but because now I feel the goals so much more acutely. Now, in 2000, when world leaders came to the United Nations to say that we can be the first generation to end global poverty, they did so with an eye toward 2015 and an effort to make sure that all people had basic human rights, the basic human right to food, to livelihoods, to access to health care, clean water, sanitation, and empowering women, and making sure children were receiving a basic education, as I said. Now, here we are, 2010, and we're about 5 years left for the rest of the goals to be met. You've heard before our speakers say that progress has been uneven, but we have made some tremendous strides and achievements to the goals. What we need to do right now is to make sure that the last 5 years that we have to 2015, that our leaders keep their promises. Remember, these were promises that were made in all our names. And now why I feel that acutely, because here in the United States, when I was pregnant and I went to the hospital, I knew pretty much guaranteed that I was going to come out, both me and my daughter, and we were going to be healthy. In so many places around the world, that's just not the case. Upwards of 400,000 women die every year from pregnancy-related causes, and a lot of them are preventable if they have access to a skilled birth attendant. Some 5,000 children die every year from water diseases like diarrhea, and again, these are entirely preventable diseases. So what we need to do in these last 5 years is to make sure when world leaders come to the United Nations, they're already gathering right now, they'll be spending 3 days at the UN, to make sure that they intend to keep their promises. President Obama, for the Americans in the group, will be speaking on Wednesday. He has said that these goals are America's goals. We need to make sure that we can hold him to account, and we need to make sure that these goals are achieved. I am so glad to see everybody here participating in Stand Up. We've had some amazing events take place all around the world so far. We've had thousands and millions of people. Last year we had 173 million people participate. We've got people banging drums and singing songs, even chanting and using those vuvuzelas in South Africa to make sure that we make a noise to hear those MDGs. So with that, thank you very much. And I know that when Stacia gets older, she will be living, hopefully, in a place where those MDGs have been achieved. Thank you very much.
As world leaders prepare to meet at the UN next week to review progress on the Millennium Development Goals, we stand with millions of people around the world to show our commitment to the fight against poverty and inequality. Today, as we stand together, let us raise our voices, beat our drums, blow our horns and whistles, shout out loud, so that the universal echo of citizens across the world calling for urgent and concrete action on the MDGs cannot be ignored. Let us say to our leaders, we have just 5 years to 2015 and the deadline to realize the Millennium Development Goals. No more talking, time for action. Thank you very much.
There's more.
Oh my goodness.
It's long.
It goes on. Let the voices of citizens follow them to the summit, saying loudly and clearly, we expect you to deliver concrete plans for action to meet and exceed the Millennium Development Goals. We stand today in solidarity with millions of people all over the world, people who believe in a world where poverty and hunger do not exist anymore, where mothers no longer die in childbirth and women's rights are ensured, where children no longer die in preventable diseases, where every child has the right to quality education and every person has the right to lifelong learning, where the environment is protected and where our leaders make decisions not in their own interests, but in the interests of those who have been marginalized by poverty and exclusion. Today and every day, we will stand up, speak out, and take action for the Millennium Development Goals. The call to our leaders is simple: end poverty and inequality now. Thank you very much.